our discussion for the day is we'll be speaking about speech and language disorder. So what is speech language and language disorder? So before we talk about that, in United States, 5% of the students or the young people in their school is that meron silang speech and language disorder, which is also we call communicational disorder. So in the Philippines, it can be even higher. So what is speech and language disorder? Ano ba yung mga symptoms nila at paano natin masasabi na meron tayong speech and language disorder? So first is we have here speech and language disorder categories for. So meron siyang tatlo, which is speech disorder, language disorder, and hearing disorder. So meron siyang parts of this, and mamaya ipapakita ko lang yung graph. And so first is speech disorder. So sabi ni Van Riper in 1984, cited in February 2003, which stated that speech is abnormal when it's delayed so far from the speech of the other people. That is called attention deficit. Interfere with communication or cause speaker or its listener to feel distress. Sabi ni Perkins, noong 1997, speech impairment is an intelligible, abused speech mechanism or culturally or personally unsatisfied. So, ibig sabihin, speech disorder refers to the difficulty creating or forming a speech sound necessary for effective communication. So, it can be resolved for unclear understanding of or communication for teaching and learning kapag meron kang speech disorder. So, the parts of speech disorder is first, voice disorder. So, voice disorder is our deviation into connotations such as speech too high or too low, frequency too loud or too soft, and quality pleasant or irritating to the ears of others. And speech can be harsh or lack appropriate inflection. Vocal resonance is affected by impedance in the flow of air or nasality result when there is too much airflow and the voice seems to come from the nose, or in the case of hypernasality, that airflow is too little and the voice seems to be impeded by severe cold. So, the voice disorder refers to the change of the quality, speech, and loudness or renaissance of the voice of the person or the students that affect communication. It can be from various causes of including overuse or misuse of the voice or the vocal cord, abnormalities or respiratory condition, or even neurological disorder or psychological factors. So we have here next. So it is a common symptoms of voice disorder is that including hardness, weakness or vocal fatigue or strain or raw voice break, and reduced vocal rate. These symptoms can significantly impact a person's ability to speak and understand other person. So second is articulation disorder. So articulation disorder are errors in the formation of speech sounds. Toddlers who are learning to talk and young school children who have to deal with new communication experience often exhibit wrong articulation or utterance of speech sounds before they grow, or the inability to say and read words in sentence correctly. So, when we talk about articulation disorder, is parang katulad ko ngayon na nauutal ko talaga or hindi ko masabi na mabuti yung sinasabi ko. So, ito kadalasan dun sa mga bata or doon pa sa mga learning pa na magsalita. Doon ito disorder. So mga batang una pa nilang nalalaman yung mga words and nahihirapan sila i-pronounce yung mga words na yan. So meron tayong 4 basic errors of articulation disorder. First is omissions. It is for C, ito yung mga words na naiiba nila. So omissions, C, yung C is for C for sin, substitution, Y for D, distortion, salt for salt, in addition for brown for brown. And si Hycock noong 1933 to compile a classic manual on teaching speech described how to speech or organs go through a variety of shape and patterns in how the breath and voice model to form words in direct formation of speech sounds. So Hycock is siya yung nag-compile siya or nag-teach siya to teach the student or a person kung paano nga ba i-speak or sabihin ng mabuti yung mga words. So tinuturuan nagpag sila ng mga activities or pagtuturo sa mga student na tinuturuan nila every student kung paano ibigkas ng mabuti yung word. Tulad na lang doon sa amin, sa Arabic, we speak our Arabic language na kailangan is yung mga lips namin or yung mga mouth namin is tugma doon sa word. At dapat nabubuka mo ng mabuti yung lips mo or yung mouth mo. So, yun yung ginawa ni Hycock and some persons specialties na nag-upload sila doon sa ginawa ni Hycock or doon sa mga sinabi ni Hycock na tamang turuan yung mga tao sa pagbigas ng mga words. So, third is fluency disorder, which is interrupt the natural, smooth flow of the speech with inappropriate pause, hesitation, or repetition, unlike normal speech that makes use of rhythm and timing, so that words are phrased flow easily. Fluency disorder are characterized by unnatural variations. It is speed, stress, and pauses. So, sa fluency disorder naman is yun napapalagay yung mga speed, stress, and pauses ng mga pagsasalita. So, kunyari is may isang reporter is nag-report siya is yung pagsasalita niya sa front or yung pag-speech niya is masyadong mabilis or meron namang isang person na pa-post yung pag-report niya sa front. Siya yung fluency disorder. So example namin yan, dalawang example din yun is yung stuttering and lottering. So, yung paulit-ulit yung nagsasalita ka na bigla ka na lang mabubulol. Yun yung isang na fluency disorder. So, next is magmove na tayo sa second category, which is language disorder. So, language disorder is the American Speech Language Association or ASLA define language disorder as the acquisition, comprehension, or expression of spoken or written language. The disorder may involve one, some or all the monological, morphological, semantic, substantive, or pragmatic components of the linguistic system. Individuals with language disorder frequently have problems in sentence processing, retrieving information from short and long-term memory. So, ang ibig sabihin niyan is ang language disorder is occurs when individuals struggle to organize their thoughts, ideas, message, or message using language. Expressing language disorder refers to challenge use of language communication. So we have here first the part of language disorder, which is delayed language disorder. Children with language disorder manifested delays or learning language development. The lack of appropriate language comprehension or repetitive and expressive abilities in the basic phases of communication, like namely listening, speaking, reading, and writing. However, a child who has a language delay may not necessarily have language disorder. So, delayed language disorder is when mga children or mga child na when they have problem in naming at things, listening or speaking or reading and writing is magkakaroon sila ng delayed language disorder. So, pwede magkaroon ng lack of development in their communication. But isang student or isang bata is meron siyang problem understanding or naming or remembering a thing, or naming or remembering the meaning of the things, or even writing and reading. So, yun yung mga pwedeng magkaroon or magkaroon ng delayed language disorder in tao. So, so the following factor can contribute to language disorder in children. Ito ay by Bailey and Prodoma, 1982, cited in Hayward 2003. So, first is cognitive limitation or mental retardation. So, if you heard cognitive limitation or mental retardation, you have a language disorder. So, environmental deprivation. So, if your environment are not good, you will have a language disorder. Hearing impairment. If you have hearing impairment, talagang magkakaroon ka ng language disorder. Kasi isa yun sa mga kailangan natin para magka-communicate tayo sa mga sa other person, to other people. And emotional deprivation or behavioral disorder. And structural abnormalities of the speech mechanism. So, yan yung mga possibilities na if meron ka niyan, if meron ka ng mga criteria na yan, is meron ka ng language disorder. If you have this, is masasabi natin ay meron ka language disorder. So, next is aphasia and related disorder. So, alam na natin yung mga aphasia and other disorder, language disorder. So, first is aphasia. So, i-ano ko lang sila, isa-summary ko lang sila kasi nasabi naman yun sa first recording ng mga nauna. So, aphasia is a language disorder that occurs as a result of damage to the brain, typically caused by a stroke, brain injury, or neurological conditions. Individuals with aphasia may experience difficulties in speaking, understanding language, reading, and writing. The severity and specific symptom of aphasia can be varied depending on the location and extent of the damage. Aphasia is alam na natin. So, it is the extent of the brain damage. So, ano yung damage ng brain? Yun yung severe or mild, neutral, or severe body condition natin kapag meron tayo na damage. So, yun yung sa aphasia. Sa aphasia is kapag yung brain natin is may damage or may injury, is doon natin malalaman if meron tayo, doon natin malalaman kung gaano ka-severe yung ating condition, if meron tayo severe, mild, or neutral condition. So next, other related disorder to aphasia is including aphasia of speech, which includes difficulty planning, coordinating the movement needed for speech, and dysprasia, which is motor So pero